Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I thought I'd touch on like a newborn routine. It was given to me by Lisa Clegg on Instagram. She's called the Blissful Baby Expert. I'll pop her Instagram up here for you guys. In the newborn stages, I just felt like really overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God, I've got this little baby and I don't know what routine I'm meant to have him in, or I don't know, you're just kind of like, whoa, what do I do? So I spoke to Lisa. And she was one of the first people to actually really help me and, you know, take on board like everything that I was speaking to her about. And she gave me this routine. So I'm going to do like an insert to put the routine up for you guys, because you guys might want to write it down and copy it or whatever, or refer back to it. But this did really help me. Before I get into the routine, I will say that the first 2 weeks of Junior's life, I didn't give him a bath. I kept the Vernex coating on him. Apparently, you know, it's meant to be really, really good for their skin to leave that on. And so 2 weeks is a good time. But people can obviously bath them, you know, whenever you guys want. But so my little one, his cord hadn't fallen off. So it was basically like if you pull down the cord a little bit, it's a little bit oozing a little bit. It wasn't like infected or anything, but it needed to dry out. So it wasn't completely dry yet. So they kind of taped down the cord a little bit. And they said to me, like, you know, leave it until it falls off. So I was like, right, okay. And I had to tape it down, I think it was, over the nappy, which was a little bit scary at first, because you're like, oh my God, I don't want to rip. You just don't want to rip off that cord or anything. And you're like freaking out, like, is this hurting him? And I was like, anyway, that's a bit off topic. But so I didn't bath him for 2 weeks, left the coating on him. And then obviously I decided to, after speaking to Lisa, that a bath every night was going to be what was best for Junior, to get him used to this whole routine of like bath, bottle, bed type thing. Even though it ended up being bottle, bath and bed, he didn't really like having the bottle after bath, but I do try and give him a little bit of it now. If his skin ever seemed to be going a little bit dry, which to be fair, it's now never ever dry, but in the early stages, obviously they're getting used to the environment and, you know, the outside air and the water in the bath, just everything. It's just such a big change for them. So I used to put breast milk in the bath for him just to keep his skin, you know, like really nice. And that used to help. You know, his skin was unreal. And I used Child's Farm products. I always go on about it on my Instagram. They have literally been insane. I know a few mums have said that their babies have had eczema and they've used Child's Farm moisturiser and it's really, really helped their baby. Breast milk genuinely is like the cure for everything. If your baby gets a sore eye, if your baby has, milk spots. I do need to actually touch on milk spots. He had horrendous milk spots to the point where it looked like baby acne all over his face. And he was so early on, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, he's got spots everywhere. Like his baby pictures aren't going to look cute. Like, I don't know why I overthought it, but I thought it was going to last forever, all these spots. Anyway, someone said to me, put breast milk on his face. So I started obviously bathing him, putting breast milk on his face, dabbing it with cotton wool, and then also using the Child's Farm moisturiser. And I'm not joking, within about a week it cleared up. And yeah, if he ever got any spots now, I just put breast milk onto it and it really does clear right up. And thank God, because then all his baby pictures were super cute. It's a newborn to 10-week old baby routine, and they're saying at 7 to 7:30 you give them a full feed either by breast or bottle, and then at 10:30 to 11:30 you do a full feed. So that's roughly about 3 hours after you fed them the first time. And then around 2:15 to 2:30 another full feed. And then at 4:30 to 5 p.m. A small feed. So roughly 10 minutes on the breast if needed, or a 2-ounce top up. Apparently the top up is normally phased out by week 8, and it's just one full feed given at about 6:15 p.m. at this stage. Then they're saying bath at 5:30 p.m. offer full feed at 6:15 p.m. and then obviously at 10:30, which we've just been talking about in the video that I've done previously about dream feeding. They're saying at 10:30 p.m. full feed, but you wake fully with lights on, change nappy, and give the feed them. They're saying that a bottle of express milk or formula at this time, once a bottle is introduced to breastfed baby around 2 weeks onwards. I like loads of people say this on my Instagram. They ask this question, like, when can you introduce a bottle, blah, blah. I knew that I was going to have to exclusively breastfeed in order to give my baby breast milk. So I genuinely pumped from the get-go, and I gave him a bottle from the get-go. Like, there was no waiting 2 weeks, because if you wait 2 weeks, your milk supply is just not going to be there. You know, you have to work so hard to get it up. So I actually don't agree with that bit, but that's from my own personal experience. And I do feel like everyone's advice is great, but you do have to sometimes handpick advice that will be beneficial to you, because what might work for somebody else might not work for you. And so, you know, you can just take everyone's advice and do see what works for yourself. And then it's saying that there's a night feed around 3 to 4 a.m. where the baby, I think it says the baby wakes. Oh, so if the baby wakes up before 3 to 4 a.m, it's saying you cuddle them back to sleep, or give obviously white noise and dummy, etc. I think at the newborn stage, my one was waking up every 2 hours. I don't know what everyone else was doing, but every 2 hours he was waking up. And I thought, oh my God, I can't be feeding him every 2 hours. But luckily, I used to give him the soother first, try and get him back to sleep, or cuddle him back to sleep. Not gonna lie, sometimes he fell asleep on me upright up here, but if you're breastfeeding, that's what would happen anyway. So as long as I don't feel like you go into a deep sleep anyway. I was definitely not going into a deep sleep when he was on me. I think it was more of like a comfort thing. He liked being skin to skin contact. That's what he liked when he was younger. I mean, he still loves it now, but I mean, more so when he was newborn. He was waking every 2 hours. So I just used to kind of like shush him back to sleep with the soother. But then if he chucked out that soother and was screaming and whiling out, I knew that he wanted milk, and I wouldn't obviously not give him milk, because that would, you know, he's hungry. He doesn't want the soother. He doesn't want to be settled back to sleep. He wants food. So that's when I'd give him his milk. Obviously the bath, he absolutely loved the bath when I started doing the bath for him. And obviously, like, reading a book, someone was like to me, start introducing reading a book. And I was thinking, what? Reading a book now? I mean, he barely like stays awake all the time. He's always asleep. But, you know, that's just been our little routine really from day one, which has helped, because I feel like now whenever he has a bath, he knows that it's winding down time and it's ready to go down to sleep. So I think it's definitely helped. I will actually pop the white noise. I forgot to do it for somebody on my Instagram the other day, actually. I've got a white noise that plays birdie sounds. He loves the birdies. I think it's because ever since he was little, we used to pop him outside to go to sleep in the pram, and he'd literally just like listen to all these birds in the tree. And yeah, he loves the birdies. So I've got this little white noise that plays birdie music all night. I mean, I've had to get used to it now. So, but yeah, at first it was like, oh my God, these birds keep me awake. I feel like as a mother as well, you have like a natural instinct to hear your baby. Like, as soon as he's even stirring or whatever, I can hear him. You know, even if I was downstairs and he was upstairs, I feel like I don't even need a CCTV or baby monitor, because I'm that in tune with his kind of like noises and stuff that I can just hear him when he starts stirring. I don't know if anyone else feels the same. But yeah, I think I pretty much covered the newborn routines. I'm just trying to think. I mean, in the newborn stages, you do genuinely feel like you are feeding, winding, changing a nappy. Feeding, winding, changing a nappy. Like, it's pretty nuts, isn't it? And the nappies are constant. I mean, as they get older, there's less nappy changes, but and the wind takes forever to get up. We were just talking about this earlier, me and Faye Films. So he's recently just had twins, and I was saying to him that genuinely it used to take Junior forever in a day to get up a burp, and I'd just be sat there for ages, like trying loads of different winding techniques. I'd have him like over my shoulder or whatever, and you know, it was long, and you're just like, can you just get up this burp? But I did find that gripe water, I know you're meant to give gripe water at, I think it's a month, at 3 weeks. I just used to pop it on the end of his soother. So just dip the soother in the top of the bottle, tip it upside down, and give him the gripe water on the soother before a feed and then after a feed. And I just felt like that used to just help him settle it a little bit. So just a little tip. Obviously, they do recommend not to use it until a month, but I've never given him a full dose of gripe water anyway. So, and I think I pretty much used that until 8 weeks, and then he was good. You know, now he brings up his wind like that. So it's all good. I feel like they're learning it all, aren't they? So everything's very new to them. But yeah, let me get the question of the day out for you guys. Do you feel like COVID has made you more anxious as a new mum? It's a good question, because I feel like in the beginning, obviously I had a baby during lockdown. I was really anxious. I was anxious giving birth. I was anxious being in the hospital with the staff, with all masks on, because obviously they were touching your baby, but then they're wearing these masks and you're thinking, you know, have you been tested? Are you okay to touch my baby? What about if my baby gets it? Like loads of things wrong. And also you're trying to, you know, get better. You're trying to, you know, you just had a baby brought into this world. It's a lot. But now I feel as though I'm managing a lot better. I think I stayed in the house for like quite a while when I first had him. You know, the food shopping was hard. I always made sure that I was like masked up and always had hand sanitizer. I was really OTT with it all. But now I feel as though, not that I've like got more relaxed with it. Well, I probably have a little bit, but not where I've completely forgotten it exists. I've just become, I guess I've learnt how to like live with it as such. So obviously I always have my mask in my bag, always have my hand sanitizer. Whenever he goes out, he's got this breathable bamboo muslin. I like to put that over the pram. I'm always worried about where I go. So obviously I don't go to places where I don't feel like they've got measures in place. So if they're not checking your temperature, I know some people turn around to me and they go, well, you know, you might have COVID and not have a temperature. Like at least they're trying things to like spot the obvious. Like I don't really like places where it's like you just go in, wear a mask and they've got no other measures. I like the whole social distancing things, the screens up between tables or wherever you are, the hand sanitizer on the table, the COVID cameras where they check your temperature. I think they're really good. They make people feel at ease. Obviously, we've just started swimming, but we're in a swimming bubble where there's literally just one other person. But I think we're going to be doing a private class now, just him and Isla. So again, that's swimming. They're really, really careful in there. They hand sanitize their hands before if they have to touch your baby. You're doing everything with your baby. Yeah, I guess in the beginning, I was really, really anxious, probably more so than my sister. But I just had anxiety in general with him, I think, when I first gave birth to him. But now I am better with it all. I think you can't control COVID as such. You can only control your actions. So I think once I started thinking like that, then it kind of eased the pressure because you can't control everything around you, but you can control where you put yourself or like what you do. So I think as long as we remember that, then hopefully the anxiety will help. Plus, I do actually wear my stress and anxiety bracelet all the time. So I feel as though that helps. But yeah, I hope that's answered your question. And I hope you like the video. And if you like what you see, if you just click the like button and then obviously subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And follow me on Instagram as well. And if you comment in the comment section, I will get back to you guys. Take care.